guys, it's Mamie. Another book chat coming at you today. We're going to discuss Homegoing by Yaa Gyasi. I'm sure you've seen this on BookTube. It's been around since last year. I'm always late to the game. I'm never going to be one of those YouTubers that are right on top of the latest and greatest. I have so many other books that I want to read that it's so hard to keep up, but I will get to them eventually and share them with you. This is a book about two girls back in the 1700s, I think it was, and they were, one was one was traded into slavery, and the other married a slave trader, and then it talks about their differing lives. But what I liked about this book is the very beginning of the book, it had like a family tree. Well, not so much a family tree, but a diagram of each generation. Because each chapter was a new character in the family. So the one side was the family that was raised as a slave, and then the other side of the family was the wealthier, the more well-off family that was in the slave trading business. So you see each side of the family and each generation. I think it spans about 300 years. So the very beginning is way back when the two sisters were born, and then as the book goes on, it talks about each generation or each family member. But I must say, I am not a big fan, and I know I'm in the minority here. I am not a big fan of short stories. I've read a couple, and I felt like I was cheated, I think, because it seems to me like you just get into the book, you just get into the story, and it ends. Hence a short story, obviously. But I think I'm just so used to reading novels that I always feel cheated when I have attempted to read short stories. But so this, it wasn't a short story. This is a novel. However, each chapter was a different character. So I kind of felt like it was, overall it was the same story because it was the same family, but each chapter was a new member of the family. And thank goodness for me that they had this chart in the front, because I kept thinking, okay, now what side of the family is he on again? Like while I was reading the chapter. So that I found that very, very helpful. I thought this book was gorgeously written, loved it. I'm giving it a 4 only because of the fact, the short story issue that I have with myself. But it's a beautiful book. It's beautiful. I can't explain it. It was a really, really good book. Let me just read you a couple things in the back because, like I said, the back always explains it better than I can. So, pronunciation of names are going to be wrong because I always do. It's Effia and Essie, two sisters with two very different destinies. One sold into slavery, one a slave trader's wife. The consequences of their fates reverberate through the generations that follow. Taking us from the Gold Coast of Africa to a cotton-picking plantation in Mississippi, from a village missionary school to the dive bars of Harlem, spanning 3 continents and 7 generations, Yaa Gyasi has written a miraculous novel, an intense, heartbreaking story of one family, and through their lives, the very story of America itself. Beautiful book. I gave it a 4. Now, I must say, if you read and liked the 12 Tribes of Hattie, very different books in the content, but each chapter in this one was one of her kids, one of the 12 kids in the family. So if you liked this book, you're probably going to like this book. Or if you liked this book, I'm sure you're going to like this book. So read them both. Read them both because they're both really good books. This was by Ayanna Mathis. This was one of Oprah's book club choices, I don't know, a couple years ago, I think. But it was really good. But it just when I was reading Homegoing, it reminded me of the 12 Tribes of Hattie, but set at a totally different time. Because, the 12 Tribes of Hattie did not span over 300 years. It was just one family, and each chapter was one of her kids. Where this felt the same with each chapter being a new member of the family. But anyways, that's just me. I liked it, gave it 4 stars. Let me know what you think. I'm sure you've seen this all over YouTube or BookTube, whatever you just want to describe it. Would love to know your thoughts, and I will talk to you guys soon. Happy reading. Thanks for watching. Bye.